Hello, the game has started. It's my opponent to go first. I have quite a good rack. I would have non-elite through an E. I'm not seeing a 7. So hopefully opponent will provide some floaters. What if he doesn't? Well, there could be a 7 here. It will be quite high probability, but I've not seen it yet. Wow, fantastic start for opponent. A natural bingo, meaning no blank used. And not an obvious one to spot either. Now, no E played, so I don't have non-elite. So let me consider the floaters. What about a P? Nothing that I can see there. How about the O? No, not seeing anything. How about the T? Duplicating a tile on my rack. No. What about the G? I would have the ING ending, but I'm not seeing anything. U doesn't look hugely promising, although I would have UN. N looks pretty hopeless. So how about the S? Has Insolent come to my rescue? And it has. Fantastic. Now, does Insolent have any anagrams? Well, it may do, but I'm not seeing it. Insolent for 62. And wow, what a pickup. I draw the first blank, and the rest of the rack is pretty good. Duplicate I, not a massive problem, given the rest of the rack. And the W, the only non-bingo-y tile, but that should just serve to increase my score. Plenty of floaters on this board. So where are the hottest lanes? Well, row K is a double-double, and I have Sinuia with the blank as an S. What about column 5 through the O? Not immediately seeing anything through that. So the next hottest lanes will be triple word squares, which is column 8, top or bottom. And the bottom looks more promising because I have the un prefix. Well, opponent takes out my Sinuia spot. And wineries, its anagram. Just 26 points. So I was considering column 8, beginning UN, and I don't think that is going to give me a bingo. Or is it? Well, I think I'm reluctant to go through the alphabet. I don't think it's high enough likelihood of giving me a bingo. So, are there any 7-letter lanes I should consider? EH only takes an S. So, how about the P? PW don't go particularly well together. Now the O I was considering. It's still part of a double-double lane, but O doesn't go fantastically well with this rack. And then remaining tiles don't hit double word squares. And if I miss a double word square, I'm probably leaving points on the table. The W means I'm unlikely to spot a 9-letter play. It will be too low a probability. I'm just coming back to this P. That would, I think, be the best floater for me in terms of score. But nothing is coming to mind. Now, column 11 would open up row A. So, well, what about a play in rows I or G, a massive overlap play? think the G is going to be problematic there because it takes so few tiles. So let me identify a bingo. I'm not sure I have so far. I do have weirding in column 7. Well, I have swingier, which is less dangerous. That provides an E next to this triple letter square where the Z could go. Ringwise places an E next to this double letter square. Wow, this is a lot trickier than I was expecting. What about the T? Maybe I can get my W to hit the triple letter square. Twingy are not good. Any other twin words? Not seeing anything through that T, and I'm pretty sure there will be something. What about a play through the G where the blank isn't an S? So I'm imagining my rack with a G or a T. "14 minutes on my clock." So a T or a G. That's whinier as a 7. Twinkier, not good. Gosh, really frustrating to be spending this a length of time on a rack which should yield a whole bunch of bingos, and does. But I just haven't seen one I like. Okay, so I think ringwise or swingier. I'm going with swingier for 63. And wow, what a good pickup. Through an A, I would have royalist, no A available. Through an N, I would have nitrosyl, no N available. How about looking at the available floaters? What about an S? Not seeing anything. How about a P? Sportily. Okay, that may not be good, but I'm certainly going to try it. It's void challenge. I have nothing to lose. W not useful. Nor the I. How about the E or R? An opponent may well be drawn to column 8, leaving this P alone. And do I have a 7 with this rack? There is a 7-letter lane for bingos ending in S in column 12. Solitary is the anagram of royalist, were an A to be available. Wow, sportily remains available. Let's see if that's good, and I'm going to try and make up some time here. Sportily for 76. And it is fantastic. So, opponent got off to a brilliant start with a bingo, but I think I've had 3 back-to-back bingos in reply, and I now have a 90-point lead. But my bingo run ends. However, I do have the Z, which is a good scoring tile. And look at this. I've got the triple letter square next to the E of swingier. So I can play Zell in that spot for a bingo-y score. What if that is blocked? S takes a T next to it. And it is blocked. Very sad moment. Okay, YE takes a Z, but I don't have a 6-letter Z play. Now, I'd like to get rid of the F, which I could do with Fez, but I'd also like to play off a lot of tiles if I can, which I could do with Trez, but do any of those plays go? Well, Trez goes down here for 55 points, good score, and an okay rack leave. The problem with this move is it's gifting opponent a big score in row O. So, what about the O of Sportily? Wow, I don't have a play which gets that to play twice. That is a shame. There must be other options here. Zin is good, but I don't have any ZI plays. R only takes an E, but I don't have any plays which hit the triple word square. I could play Fizz for 15 points, but that's not as good as Trez. Trez does deal with the duplicate R, which is in its favour. What about a play through the L, getting the Z doubled, not seeing one, 11 minutes on my clock. Well, I'm coming back to Trez. Opponent may get a good score from this, but he's unlikely to get a great score. Let's find out. I do draw a couple of vowels, and I have a 90-point lead. But not a bingo-y rack. And nothing obvious has come to mind. And I no longer have a T for ST in column 8, so neither of the triple word squares in column 8 is available. I'm assuming opponent will use the Z, so I haven't really looked for Z plays myself, but I'm not sure I have any. Now, what about a play around Sportily? Great, just 35 points for opponents. Now, that's quite a good score, and he may get to use the Z again. Can I use it? Not to its right. What about to its left? No. I have nothing which goes after talk. Okay, so I may have to just leave that alone. Now, I need to sort this rack out because it's not bingo-y and it's not scory. How can I do that? And I don't mind opening the board up a bit, because there is such a hot Z play at the bottom. So, wow, I'm not going to play Golar and keep the F. What about Golf? 16 points, keeping double A. No, don't like that. I could just play Flags. How many O's to come? 3. Flags takes an O in front. 16 points, but a good rack leave. Can I do better than this? And I'm taking out a floater, which is good since I do have a lead. Yeah, I am going with this. I have Auroral. Does that play anywhere? Not sure it does. Where might it play? And it doesn't. I have the O, but Auroral doesn't provide the O in the right space. It doesn't play in column 14. No, Auroral does not play. And not too many floaters on the board. Wow, I was hoping my bingo would now play, but it doesn't. So, 9 minutes on my clock, 34 tiles to come. Very strange board. I'm having difficulty spotting candidate spots to play. Now, let me consider ZA. Do I really have nothing which extends that? Not to the right. What about a play ending ZA? No. I have nothing which goes after talk. Nothing which goes after the R. So, where am I going to score? What about the Y? So, I could play Royal, keeping the U. Let me see what this scores. 20 points. Pretty horrible Rackley with 2 U's to come. I am providing opponents a good scoring spot. So there's lots to dislike about that. What about the J? So I could play Ola. Well, that case takes an H and an M in front. Doesn't score very much. I could play Raja. That would be reckless in the extreme. I've got a Jar, which also provides scoring spots. 2 S's and a blank to come. This is a pretty dreadful rack. No scoring potential at all. Just wondering if Laura fitted in column 3, and it doesn't. I'm down to just 7 minutes. This is crazy. This is just such a tricky board. Ola keeping double R and a U. That's grim. Anoint only takes an S. Just looking for other J plays. I'm coming back to Royal. Royal for 20. Wow, that is an undeserved pickup. I draw the second blank, and the rest of the rack is a lot better than I could have hoped for. I have Uremias in column 14 and Talks. I have Morsia as a 7. Royal takes nothing in front. Do I have anything through the J? And I'm short on time here, so I may end up playing quickly. I have Morsia in column 12 with the blank as an S and Anoints. That's a pretty safe bingo. Great, and it remains available and just 40 points for opponents. So Morsia for 74. Now, should I be... Let me hold on one moment. What about row O? It holds out the possibility of a triple-triple, even without a bingo. What would such a play look like? What would it end in particular? Probably ZA something S. No, I'm not seeing anything there. Do I have just a short play using the Z, preserving the blank? Gosh, there must be very few 4-letter ZA words. No, not seeing such a play. Okay. Well, I am short on time. Morsia for 74. Gosh, another good pick. I may not have a bingo here, but it's a good set of tiles. Balanced, no duplicates, and scoring tiles. Surely I have a ZA play now. Well, not that I'm seeing. What else is available? Well, there's row O. Do I have anything which goes after EL? Only an S. Okay, opponent opens the board up. 5 minutes on my clock, 14 tiles in the bag. Again, I'm coming back to ZA. What do I have through that? I have Azans. I do actually have something, but that's providing an S in column 15. But it's 42 points. My lead is just 60. This B is not particularly dangerous. I don't need to worry about it. Opponent was just sorting out clunky tiles. If I played off core, well, this is quite tempting. I can play core for a decent score and keep a really good 4-letter set, and I am doing this. And I draw the Q and a U, which is good. I don't have any Quinza plays. I don't have any plays with the Q, U, and B. I do have quips and score. I do have squib, but that doesn't get tripled. Just 4 minutes on my clock. And this ZA spot remains available. Should I play Zaps? 8 tiles left. Remaining tiles not massively bingo-y, and I do have an 80-point lead. Do I really have nothing through ZA better than Zaps? 4 minutes on my clock. So, Zaps, 45 points, and the rack lead is nice. But, well, could I be missing something a lot better? 3 minutes on my clock, 8 tiles left. No 7-letter bingos here. Gleeks is good, so I could play Souk. 47 points, keeping Pine. It just allows opponent to score off that Z. But if I play Zaps, he could have a bingo in column 15, ending in S. Agony of agonies. I just don't know what to do here. What about a play getting the Q tripled? I don't have anything which goes after talk apart from the S. I'm going with Zaps. I draw the X. But I think I'll look to play off my Q next. Should I have gotten rid of the Q last turn? Well, I don't know. I can play Quins to take out the S danger. 6 tiles in the bag, and I lead by 120, but I do not feel safe. Okay, opponent opens up column 15. I can play Jinx. 2 tiles in the bag. I need to play the X or the Q. And this is quite nice because, look, I have Q, U, E and an N. If I draw one of these 2 E's, I've got Queen. If I draw an A, I've got Queener. And what's the danger? I'm 110 points ahead. I'll be losing 26, so I think I'm far enough ahead to survive a bingo. I am going with Jinx. I don't draw the tiles I'm looking for. I draw a horror show. Now, does opponent have a bingo? I don't think it's going to be enough. Gosh, it might be. But I think it would be if he had some scoring tiles. But even if he has a bingo, I don't think it's going to be enough for him. So, where am I going to play? What a horrible pickup, V and H. Nice score by opponent across the top there. And he's got AE, so he is going to go out. 1 minute on my clock. Surely I'm not going to be stuck with the Q and the U. Or with the Q, rather. But I might be. Gosh, that will be annoying if I am. I've got chin and chi, so that shame I will be saved from. Do I have a better spot for the Q? Do I have anything down from the O? No, I have no Q plays on my rack. V goes particularly badly with Q. No, very few spots to consider, so I'm grateful for this one. Chin for 23, which takes me over the 500 mark. And a pretty dreadful rack, but that's the end of the game because opponent is surely going out with AE. He's got Bay top right, and he plays Fey for 18 somewhere. Where has he played that? FAE E3, yep, from the F of Jeff. And the final score, 425 to my opponent, 503 for me, a winning margin of 78 points, so a huge, huge win. Let's see what I missed. Well, we're about to find out. I'm not sure I'd go quite that far. Certainly rip-roaring start to this game. So this was opponent's rack and a brilliant spot of pot guns, the only bingo available. Now, I saw Insolent, but what I didn't see was non-title through the T for the same number of points. Horrible rack for opponent. Plays How, blocking my double-double. Wow, M6, mini tower through TO, that would have been spectacular. Rewiring A7. Yeah, that's in row A, so not desirable. And look at this, just a whole bunch of crappy scores. And I played Swingia for 63, which was in the mix. Now, opponent still a lot of vowels. Plays Anoint. And I have Sportly, which was the only bingo. So absolutely amazing start. 3 back-to-back bingos. And I lead by 90. Opponent's rack. Plays Batty for 49, which was a great spot. And I played Trez for 55, which I played with trepidation, but nothing obviously better. Opponent's rack. Plays Car. And my lead just 50 points, despite that flying start, so I certainly can't relax in any way. Zarf, 48 points. That was the Z play. Gosh, how irksome. So what did I do? I played Flags for 16. Dismal in comparison, despite the duplicates. Opponent's rack. Plays Jeff. And I struggled here. I couldn't see anything that I liked, and I went with Royal in the end for 20, which doesn't look as bad as I thought it would. Opponent's rack. Plays Gleek for a good score, and now my lead is less than 20 points, but I've drawn really well. And I have Morsia for 74. Opponent's not got a good rack. Plays Bovid. So let's just go back and see what he played Bovid from. Yeah, he really was just clearing out junk. Now, my rack looked okay, but I couldn't see a bingo. And I played Core for 35, leaving a very good rack leave. Opponent's rack. Wow, I don't think demodes is good. I think demoded maybe. But anyway, no playable bingo. Plays Med. E14, Equip. Okay, that certainly gets rid of the Q and scores well. What do I do? Well, this is where I play Zaps for 45. And yeah, I'm thinking Souk would definitely have been better now. I think I was under time pressure. And Zaps and Souk scores about the same. And even if opponent does use the Z for score, he's not going to score massively, so I think Zaps wasn't best. Opponent's rack plays Edo, and now just 2 tiles left in the bag, and I have a 90-point lead. N fix E1. Oh, right. Wow. Well, I missed fix as well, so I played Jinx here in order to set up a huge Q spot, safe in the knowledge that I was far enough ahead to survive anything. Opponent's final rack doesn't have a bingo, plays Cedar, and now I'm 100 in front. And I played Chin, and that is the only Q spot on the board. Wow, so I got a bit lucky at the end there. Whoops, let's see what opponent's choices were, and he found the best one. So, what a game. Absolutely amazing start. Opponent gets off straight off with a bingo. I come back with 3 back-to-back bingos, and the board is wide open. You can see the way this is spread out to the 4 corners, no ladders at all. So an absolute rip-roaring game. Both of us over 400 and myself over 500. So really high scoring. Many thanks to my opponent for a great battle. I hope you enjoyed watching that game, and I will see you next time.